Hey everyone, do you know anything about law of attraction? Do you actually study it? Well, this girl, I wasn't a huge believer of law of attraction until this past Saturday. I think I've been educated about law of attraction because I now have experienced it. So today, I'm going to tell you a story about what happened last weekend at a restaurant right here in New Haven. Coming right up. Hi everyone, this is Zev Zen, your host and creator of Zev Zest TV, the show that brings you a dash of passion to the perfect blend of ingredients for your success in business and in life. So, okay, I'm really super excited to tell you the story, to share you the story really. So, this is actually a real thing that happened this past Saturday. Um, I kind of started the evening going out grocery shopping with my sorta daughter. Well, she actually lives with us, so I call her sorta daughter. So my sorta daughter had to later on go to work, so I sent her to work last Saturday evening. She works at a restaurant in New Haven, and since I didn't have anything planned for the evening, and I was going to be home alone, so she said, you know what, auntie, why don't you just hang out a little bit longer at the restaurant? And I said, and do what, right? So she said, no, just hang out a little bit longer, maybe just have a cup of tea or something, because in a way I do have friends who work at the restaurant. And she said, why don't you just hang out with us for a little while before we really open for dinner? And long story short, I said yes. Okay, reluctantly, but I said yes. Then I think about 5:05-ish, I decided to put an order for an appetizer and a cup of tea. So as I was ordering, and my girlfriend, who actually works there too, put in the order for me. And here walks in this nice lady, all right? And she actually sat at the bar with me because I was just hanging out at the bar, and she sat down next to me, and me, you know me, right, started to chat up a conversation. I cannot go without a conversation with somebody, right, because I like to meet people. You all know that. So as she sat down next to me, and I introduced myself, and we were chatting, oh, what a wet kind of evening, Saturday evening, because it was kind of raining that day. And I said, this weather makes me all sleepy and gooey, and all I want to do is just go and hibernate. And she said, me too. But she said, I too just felt like going out to have an Asian cuisine. I just felt like something to, she just said, like, I just felt like having something Asian. And I told her, oh, you've come to the right place, and we chatted up for a little bit, and let's call her A. All right. So A walked in, sit down next to me. We chatted up a conversation, talked about, where she was from, what she's doing there in New Haven. So long story short, what I learned was, number one, she is actually a lawyer who originally is from Florida, so she's up here in New Haven because she's currently attending the Yale Divinity School, and she's actually in a program that will actually end about, she has about 2 more years to go, basically. So we chatted up, we talked and we talked. I wasn't sure where I was going to take this conversation, but me, I always like to ask questions because I think questions help me understand the person that I'm talking to. So we started chatting up, and we're talking about, um, what she did. So apparently, she's also done some philanthropic missions in Uganda. She was in Uganda for 4 years. Apparently she's a lawyer for that practices international human rights. So that's the program that she's attending in Yale, which is very faith-based. So she actually works with nonprofit organizations that actually work with women's rights. That's the interest that she's pursuing right now. As I was chatting up, you know me, always like to ask entrepreneurial questions. And I asked her, what is she looking to do after she leaves the program? So we started a conversation that actually lasted for 3 hours, and it ended up that we actually have similar interests as far as philanthropy is concerned, support women's rights, because she actually is an advocate for women's rights, and she fights topics like sex slave and all that stuff, that women needs to be given the opportunity, her right um, to be who she is. So we started conversation, and I talked about my interests, how I started my own business out of my own passion. And I said how it took me on a 15, 16-year journey to be where I am today. It took me all those challenges to have my own business. And she said, "Oh my God, you inspire me." And I said, "What is there to be inspired? I think you inspire me." I said, "Because with all the work that you've done overseas, you're out there, you're in the action, you're getting to meet the people that um, you wanna touch their lives, So we started talking. She said, "You know what?" And I actually talked about how I can't remember what it was, but I mentioned to her uh, how I had this passion that I had thought about for almost 15 years, and I did really start about 15 years ago talking about it, but it is only until today that I realized that I could use all my three passions under and house it under one company or business. So she said, "Oh my God, that means it's not too early to start thinking about what I want to do." And I said, "Absolutely not," because before that conversation, I was actually just giving her names of women that I personally know in my network and my list of connections, women that I know that have nonprofit organizations that actually support women's rights, that work with women, um, and all that stuff. And I said, "You should actually connect with these women, and I would be more than happy to introduce you to them and help you connect." She says, "Oh my God, you're inspiring, because I realize that it's not too early to start planning what I want to do ahead." And I said, "Absolutely not." And she said, "What's interesting, this entire week," she said, "that I have been thinking about what I should be doing next, just try to figure out what are my next steps, what can I do now to move forward. And sitting down here with you just really inspired me to take the next step." And I said, "Of course, I'm glad that I could do that for you." So, that conversation sparked um, that connection. And I'm thinking, what if I decided to actually leave that evening without having that cup of tea, just kind of hang out at the restaurant, and because me not knowing what's going to come through the door, and I just not don't know what's going to happen, right? So here's this beautiful young lady who actually has done so much and was inspiring me, and I said this couldn't be better. And I was just running back and going in and out of the restaurant, just putting in quarters to my meter, because I didn't want to leave the conversation. It was just so awesome having this conversation with and I really, really think that it was meant to be for us to meet. And at that particular moment, I really felt, "Oh my God, could this really be the law of attraction?" Because I see down the road that this connection can actually go a long way because of that similar interest, that personality, matches. And I'm just sitting down there thinking, oh my God, if I had left the restaurant much earlier, I would not have met this awesome, awesome lady. So, if you're watching this, I just wanted you to know that it was a pleasure meeting you, and I can't wait to meet you at our next meeting. So, folks, I don't know if you have any similar story right like that. Maybe you can share with us, do a video, write us a comment below. Just tell us, what was your personal story with law of attraction? Are you a student of the subject matter, or you've really experienced it? I would really love to hear what your personal experience is with this law of attraction. So folks, that's my story. I just thought it was a great story to share, and I wanted to share with you so that I could actually get back some comments from you guys, and probably you should share with us your law of attraction stories. Well, folks, thank you for watching Zav TV, and this is Zav Zen. Until the next episode, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.